Hi guys, so just want to do a quick little review sort of video. Last night I went to the Ashford Cinema. It's my local cinema. I live in Ashford, and it's like a little independent cinema. It used to be owned, I think, by Cineworld in a way. It's called Showcase Cinema, but then they sort of dropped that, and Ashford, I think it was the council, or whatever, took it over and became sort of a small sort of independent cinema. And since then they do these like random little showings, and I've got on Facebook, so it'll come up every so often. And about like a week ago, it came up on my Facebook that they were going to show a screen of the movie Sleepy Hollow. And I quite like the movie Sleepy Hollow. I've not watched it for a year or two. I've had it on DVD. I bought that DVD when it first came out. And I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to go watch that. So I went on the website, I went through to find out how much it was going to be to watch it, because older films usually are a little bit cheaper. And I was shocked to see it was only £5. But then I got more shocked because it said Sleepy Hollow movie and Q&A with actor Mark Spalding. And I was like, Q&A with an actor? So then I looked into Mark Spalding. He was one of the actors that gets his headlight off early on in the movie. And I was like, well, that's interesting. It's a little bit different. And I was like, but it says £5. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just for the film and you have to pay more for the Q&A. So I popped into town because the Ashford Cinema was like right in the middle of town. Popped into town and I went up to the woman behind the counter. And just to double check, it says for £5 for that. Do you get the Q&A without to pay more for that? Because I noticed there was a couple of other options on the site for more money. It was like £20, and you get a copy of the guy. There was a guy doing an introduction for the movie called T.W. Burgess, and he is an author of graphic novels, and he was obviously promoting his book. And it was, you get a free copy of that, and the ticket to the cinema was £20. And I thought that was the Q&A part as well. But the woman behind the counter, a really nice woman as well. She said, no, that's £5 is for the screening and for the Q&A. The books are optional. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I thought, yeah, I'll buy that. Like expecting it'll be like a 5 second Q&A, and like a guy come up and says, yes, I was in the film, and then walk off sort of thing. So I go to the cinema, walk in. And first of all, I had a great experience at the foyer because I walked in, and because I'd already prepaid my ticket like a couple of days before, I went up to I think it's the usher, who's standing by the steps you go up to where the screens are. I walked up to the usher and I said to him, like, oh, I've got a ticket for Sleepy Hollow. Is it ready yet? And I was quite early. He was like, no, it's not ready yet. And I was like, okay. So I went and sat down. And the guy comes over to me, like 5 minutes later, says, I'll just say the screen's ready now. You can go up if you want. So first of all, he remembered that I'd asked him about the film, and he took the time to come over and tell me the film was ready. I was prepared to sit there and just wait 5 minutes and go up, or wait 10 minutes and go up and see like if it was ready again. But he actually took the time to come over to me personally and say to me, "Oh, it's ready. If you want to go up now, you can." So I thought it was quite decent. Like, didn't have to. He left his post to come and do that. So then I went up to the screening, and you sort of have to go up some stairs. You turn a corner, and then there's like a little alcove sort of bit, and that's where the two screens. There's two screens in there. And I was in screen 5. It was on this side. And I turned the corner, and they've got a giant headless horseman statue. This is it here. A little photo for you. And I was like, I didn't expect them to go out like that. It was a decent statue. And when you walked up, there's one of these sensor things, like these Halloween decoration things. And I walked up to it, and it started like making noise, like whoa, sort of noises and that, like typical Halloween sort of scary noises. And I just thought it was quite cool. I was like, oh, that's pretty decent, like a nice little effect. So then we went you go into the cinema. Well, I did, because I went on my own, because like sadly I go on my own. But I like going to cinema on my own. It's my little break from the norm of family life. So I got a little bit of a break. So I went into the cinema by myself. I sat for family chair, and the chairs in that cinema are quite comfy as well. The Ashford Cinema have really comfy chairs, like you can sort of recline back a bit. And everyone started coming in. And one thing I noticed, there was a few more people than normally in there, because like lately cinema's been quite empty whenever you go. Even if you go and see a big blockbuster. Sorry about my arm. Oh god, my arm's killing me today. I should get one of those sticks that everyone else uses. Drop the phone. Yeah. So I was like quite amazed by the fact there was more people than normal, and it's an older film, and I was like, oh, okay, so they've obviously the £5 ticket thing has worked, like. And again, I said I wasn't expecting much, but then, anyway, then this author gets up on stage. This T.W. Burgess gets up on stage, and he starts delivering this like really good introduction to the movie. I thought he was going to be all about selling his book. For a little minute here, he talked about his book. It's a graphic novel based on horror stories, and Sleepy Hollow is like part of what he's written in the book. And now I kind of want to get this graphic novel. It looks quite good. It really does look really good. But his introduction was really, really insightful. He talked about Sleepy Hollow, he had slides, he talked about the production of the movie and his love for the movie and locations and Tim Burton and the sort of the time period just after Tim Burton had done Superman Lives. So he was trying to do Superman Lives and he kind of like was down about it. So he gets to cut people's heads off, which was great. And it was a like nice little talk. And then you sit down, you enjoy the movie goes on, and it's the movie I'd seen before, but it's on a big screen again. I hadn't seen it since the last time it was on the big screen, so it was really good to do. And I'm watching it and I enjoyed it, and then the film finishes, and then the host comes back out again and he brings up Mark Spalding, the actor from the movie. And it was a really good Q&A, and it went on for quite a bit, and it was really insightful and really well done, and like it started with them two having a little chat on stage about things, and then they threw it to the audience, and the audience were like, could ask any questions, and the people in the audience were asking really, really good questions, like really like very obviously everyone in that audience is a big movie fan and a fan of this movie, but there's also some people that never seen it before and were sort of showing their thoughts on it. And Mark Spalding was such a good person to do Q&A with because he's been in films and TV for a long time. He's a British actor, done a lot of British stuff, mentioned like The Bill and stuff like that, but he also was in Bond. And he's one of those faces where you think, I do know you from other places. When he started talking, you sort of realised you sort of recognised him from other things. And he was so good, like talking about the death scene in the film. He had some funny like stories about like how when one of the best stories he told, sort of when he got the scene where he got his head cut off, he's basically, they wanted to do the shot as the view from as the horseman would see it. So the horseman's chasing him down with a sword. He's then running. And he said, like Tim Burton was saying, you need to be looking over your shoulder as you're running, so like you're terrified, so you're looking to see where the horseman is. And he said, if you try and run while looking over your shoulder, he said, basically you fall over. And he said he did fall over. So what he said would happen is he's tripped, landed, winded himself, struggling to get up, and then remember the Land Rover is like running, like driving behind him at quite a speed. And he said he could hear Tim Burton shouting, stop, 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 because they were going to like run him over. But luckily, like, it didn't. But like, it must have been terrifying at the time. But it's a really good story. And the way he told it was like proper, like, I mean, he's obviously an actor, so he's obviously good at storytelling. So it was phenomenal stories. And yeah, I've told other stories about different films and all that. So it was a really good experience. And I was like, I've paid a fiver for this. And I was like, I'm sitting there thinking, like, have I got the wrong ticket or something? Because like, to me, the experience I've had at that cinema, the Ashford Cinema, was second to none. Like for a fiver, I got to see an actor that was in the film tell his stories as well as see a great film. It is Sleepy Hollow is a phenomenal movie, and it should, I personally think, should be one of the higher level horror films that everyone talks about. It's kind of been like lost, but gee, it was just wow. I was like blown away by the service of the staff, the experience of the film, and the stuff they put around the outside of the film. Like the introduction was brilliant. Even the manager of the Ashford Cinema come up on stage and said like that he was so glad it was now an independent cinema because you can do things like this, and they were planning to do a lot more of their silver screens sort of like screenings where they'll show like horror films and talk more about them. They mentioned doing a film festival at some point, which I'm hoping sort of like, because I do like my horror stuff, as you can see, but I also like other films. But if they're going to do a film festival, I'd love to go to like one of those as well. And if they're going to put this much effort into future things and make it affordable for people like me, that sort of, I don't have a lot of spare cash, but to make it affordable for people like me to go to things like this is my escapism from like family life, because it does, like, you love your family, you love your kids, but that little bit of break is nice. Like some people like to go out with their friends. Like, I like to go to the cinema, and this, to me, it made it so affordable, and it was such an experience. And I'm still like buzzing a little bit from like having such a good time like last night and watching a great movie. And the people in the audience were fantastic. There was a bit of an incident halfway through. The security come in and like remove someone, but I didn't even notice there was anything going on. I was so into the movie, and such as everyone else was. I saw the security guard come past me, and then like a couple of people walked out. And the host did sort of apologise. If anyone was disrupted by that, we think someone had a bit too much to drink, so we leave the ice go. I didn't even notice. That's how much I didn't even notice anything was happening. And it was in my row it happened as well. So that goes to show you how much I was sort of like into the movie and enjoying myself. So but I just this video is kind of like a big shout out to the Ashford Cinema and the work they've just done to sort of like make the cinema a bit better again, because the cinema has become a place where you just spend money. Like you go in there and you pay a lot of money for like the ticket now, and then like you just feel like you sort of watch films. A lot of times lately, some of the films, the newer films, you kind of walk out a bit disappointed, and you don't really want to, but you do kind of walk a bit disappointed. This was not disappointing. It's an older film. It's a film I know. It's a film I enjoy, as well as the fact that sort of I got to experience in cinema again, and I got to do this like Q&A thing, which was brilliant. Again, I hope Ashford Cinema do a lot more of this. I know they're planning to, and this could be the thing that makes them stand out, and I really hope it does, and brings people back to the cinema, because a lot of people just don't go anymore. But this could definitely bring them back. So Ashford Cinema, you're doing a stellar job. And just so like, obviously, this goes out on YouTube, so like a lot of people watching aren't from Ashford. But if you're not from like Ashford, obviously check out your nearest local independent cinemas, because they might be doing stuff like this too. And if they're not, go speak to them, go say to them, like, look, I've got, like, watch this video, this guy talked about this. Maybe you could do something like that, and maybe they can, and it'll be tremendous. So definitely go and speak to your local independent cinema, let them know that this has happened. Maybe show them the video if you want, I don't mind. And then just say, look, it will bring people in, because last night I saw more people in that screening than I've seen in the screening for any film for a long time. And these were the big screenings, the big films, and it was a lot of people in there last night. So like, it works, and I get £5 a ticket, and those people are coming in to buy the popcorn, buy the things. So it's going to boost the sales for the cinema as well. So, well, the Ashford Cinema, keep it up, yeah. The people of Ashford are loving it anyway, so fantastic. Anyway, thanks guys, cheers, and like and subscribe. See you later, bye.